Hi everybody, it's Julie the Whippy Chick, and in today's stitch tutorial I'm going to show you how to make this amazing stitch. It's called the Turkish Crochet Stitch, or sometimes I've heard it called the reversible Turkish Crochet Stitch. But whatever you call it, I call it beautiful. I love it. So come on, let's give it a try. Today I thought I would show you how to make this amazing stitch that I recently discovered. It is called, to the best of my knowledge, the reversible Turkish crochet stitch. And what I really like about it is the three-dimensionality it has. It's like three-dimensional, literally. It's really interesting how there are stitches in the back and stitches in the front. And it really makes any type of yarn very elastic. It's very, very stretchy once it's worked up. This stitch so far, I have seen it done with a variegated yarn. I have seen it done with a solid color yarn, and I have seen it done like this in stripes. So it's very versatile. It's just beautiful. I love it. I am just totally, absolutely in love with this stitch. So I thought I would share my love with this stitch with you. And I have made one little swatch, which I will recreate in this tutorial to show you how this stitch is put together. So without further ado, let's get to it. Okay, so I am going to be using, just for tutorial purposes, this Premier Just Yarn worsted weight. This is available actually at the Dollar Tree. It's a wonderful yarn, and they're $1 a skein, so it's really a great deal. You can't beat it. I'm also going to be using a 5.5 millimeter crochet hook, which is what this particular yarn recommends. Now you can use any yarn for this stitch. I have not seen a yarn yet that it wouldn't work for. You would just want to use the corresponding hook size. Okay, so to get started, this particular stitch requires multiples of 3 plus 1. So in this one I used 21 chains to start with, because that is a multiple of 3 plus 1 for the turning stitch. So let's get going. I'm going to chain 21. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And always when doing your starting chain, you want to make it fairly loose so that you can work your hook right back in. If you're a beginner, that's a common mistake, is making your chain too tight. So 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. So there's my multiple of 3. 3 times 7 is 21, plus 1 for my turning chain. So now I am going to work double crochets all the way across, and that is what I'm doing to make kind of the foundation row. Okay, so to do that, I am going to yarn over and work a double crochet into the 4th chain from the hook. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4. Oops. So those first 3 chains there, those do count as a double crochet. So now I've got 2 double crochets, and I'm going to work 1 in every stitch all the way across. And always when I'm doing a tutorial, I don't know if I get nervous or what, but my stitches always pop right off my hook randomly. I don't know why they do that, but it seems to happen at least 2 or 3 times with every tutorial. So I'm just going to continue working my double crochets. Okay, so we've come to the end of our row, and we have all of our double crochets there for our foundation row. We are going to chain up 2, and this chain 2 is going to count as a half double crochet. Now on the ends, we are going to be doing half double crochets. So each side is going to start or end with 3 half double crochets. The stitches in the middle are going to be double crochets. So that is a little confusing at first, but it helps to pop those stitches in the middle out by making the ones on the end smaller. Okay, so we've got our chain 2, and now we are going to do a half double crochet in that first stitch and a half double crochet in the second stitch. Okay, now we are going to chain 3. 1, 2, 3. We're going to skip the next 2 stitches, and we are going to build 3 double crochets into the next stitch. So we're skipping this one and this one. So we have 1, 2, and 3. Chain 3 and repeat that. So we're going to skip these 2, and we're going to build 3 double crochets into that next stitch. So there's 1, there's 2, and there's 3. Chain 3, skip 2, 3 double crochets into the next stitch. There's 1, there's 2, oops, and there's 3. There we go. Chain 3, skip 2, 3 double crochets into the next stitch. There's 1, there's 2, there's 3. Chain 3, skip 2, 3 double crochets into the next stitch. There's 1, there's 2, there's 3. Chain 3. Now we're going to look at our chains here, or our stitches here. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 left. What we are going to do now is work our 3 half double crochets in the end. So we are going to still skip these 2, but we are going to work 3 half double crochets into the end. So there's 1, there's 2, and let's get this in there, wiggle that in there. There's 3. So this is how it looks at the end of this row. And you'll notice that it curves a bit. And that makes sense because we have added more stitches into this row than there were originally with these chain 3s. That's okay. We want it to be that way. It's going to straighten itself out because we're going to add in some stitches that make it twist a little bit. It's kind of going to twist these stitches a little bit. So that's exactly how it should look. Don't be concerned about that. Okay, so moving on, we're going to chain 2. Remember, we always start with these 3 half double crochets, and that chain 2 counts as one of them. So here's another half double crochet and another half double crochet. Chain 3, and this is where it gets fun. Okay, so Normally when we build into a stitch, we build into the top and we go under these 2 loops here. But we are going to work a post stitch, which means we come into this base part of the stitch. We're not going into the top, we're going into the post of the stitch. This here is the post. And normally we would go into a post this way. We're going to do it a little differently. We are going to go behind it, behind this 3 chain here, behind that, and then I'm trying to make it so you can see, and then into the front of the post. So behind and in. And that looks really crazy at first, but believe me, you get used to it. And we are going to do this with a double crochet. So we're going to wrap our yarn, go in through the back, in front of the post, into the back of the post, pull up our yarn, and then go right back the way we came in. And you're going to kind of keep that a little bit loose, and then work your double crochet as usual. Okay, so I'm going to do that again because we're going to do it 3 times. Wrap your yarn in through the back, through the post, pull up a loop, come back the same way you came, and work your double crochet as usual. Let's do it again. Wrap your yarn, go behind your chain, in through the post, pull up your yarn, come back the same way you came, and work your double crochet. And so that is what it's going to look like, and you can see how that kind of makes that twist. Okay, so now we're going to chain 3. 1, 2, 3. And we're going to do the same thing in the next stitch. Now it might help you to separate your posts so that you can see where you're going, because you're going to go in between these 2 posts. Okay, so wrap your yarn through the back, between those posts, pull up a loop and come back the way you came in, and work your double crochet. And again, behind, in between, pull up your loop, come back the way you came, and keeping that a little bit loose does help, because it is a bit awkward and fiddly at first, but with practice it gets easier, and it's so worth it because it makes such a cool effect. So chain 3, wrap your yarn, go behind, in through those posts, pull up your loop, and work your double crochet. Wrap your yarn, go behind, through the posts, pull up your loop, and work your double crochet. Chain 3. Continue on. Okay, one more. Do you see how that's forming those cool stitches? I just love this stitch. Chain 3. Yarn over, behind, between the first 2 posts, bring up your loop, work your double crochet. Yarn over, behind the chains, through the posts, come back up, and one more. And chain 3. We are now at the end, so we are going to work our 3 half double crochets. There's one. There's 2. There's 3. Okay, so we've got a few rows done, actually maybe just the 2. But for tutorial purposes, I really wanted to be able to show you how to end the project. Obviously, you would want your project to be a lot longer than just a little swatch, but it's important to know how to finish the project as well. So we're going to do that now. I'm just going to chain up 2, just like I usually do, and turn the work. And we're starting out just the same. We're going to do our additional 2 half double crochets. And chain 3. 1, 2, 3. We're going to wrap our yarn, insert our hook just like we have been, pull up a loop, pull through 2, and then stop. We're going to leave those 2 loops right on the hook. And we're going to do that again. Wrap our hook, go in through, pull up another loop. And we're going to pull through just 2. And now we're going to leave 3 loops on the hook. And one more time. Yarn over, insert your hook, pull up your loop, pull through 2. At this point you should have 4 loops on your hook. We're going to wrap our yarn and pull through all 4. And that kind of closes up the cluster, and it leaves just 1 stitch at the top. So now we're going to chain 3, and we're going to repeat that process for all of the clusters. So yarn over, insert your hook, pull up a loop, pull through 2. Yarn over, insert your hook, pull up a loop, pull through 2. Yarn over, insert your hook, pull up a loop, pull through 2. Now you have 4 loops left on your hook. Yarn over and pull through all 4. Chain 3. Yarn over, insert your hook, pull up your loop, pull through 2. Yarn over, insert your hook, pull up a loop, pull through 2. Yarn over, insert your hook, pull up a loop, pull through 2. Yarn over, pull through all 4 loops on your hook. Chain 3. Yarn over, insert your hook, pull up a loop, pull through 2. Yarn over, insert your hook, pull up a loop, pull through 2. Yarn over, insert your hook, pull up a loop, pull through 2. Yarn over, pull through all 4 loops. Chain 3. One last time. Yarn over, insert your hook, pull up a loop, pull through 2. Yarn over, insert your hook, pull up a loop, pull through 2. Yarn over, insert your hook, pull up a loop, pull through 2. Yarn over, pull through all 4. Chain 3. And 3 half double crochets. 1, oops, 2, and 3. Now we're going to chain 2 once again, turn our work, and we are going to work double crochets all the way across so that we have a border at the top just like we have this border at the bottom. So double crochet, double crochet, and when you get to the chain spaces, you're going to put 2 double crochets in each chain space. So there's 1, and there's 2. That's going to bring us to our closed cluster where there's a stitch at the top. We're going to place a double crochet into that stitch. And now we're back at the chain 2 space, so chain 3 space, but we're going to put 2 double crochets in it. And then a double crochet at the top of the cluster. 2 double crochets in the chain space. Double crochet in the top of the cluster. Oops. Double crochet, 2 double crochets, excuse me, in the chain space. Double crochet in the cluster. Two double crochets in the chain 3 space. Double crochet in the cluster. Two double crochets in the chain space. And double crochets. I feel like I'm not in the right stitch. Here we go. 3 double crochets to finish it off. There. And that closes the stitch up for us. And it also leaves it with a nice border. So now you've got a nice border all the way around, and you can build into that and, you know, make a more decorative border if you like. But that is how you do the Turkish crochet stitch. Sometimes I've heard it called the reversible Turkish crochet stitch. So I love it. I hope you do too, and I hope you practice and have a lot of fun with it and make something beautiful today. Alrighty, everybody, have a great day, and I'll talk to you next time. Bye-bye.